Welcome back to your favorite podcast, episode 3. Uh we same host now, me and Jessica. It's going to be like that forever now. Uh I guess. But we have two guests this time. We have Jonathan or Death,
Hello.
and we have Antonio again. He's been promoted to guest.
Promoted.
Yay!
Yes, promoted. Okay. So the first topic we're gonna go on is what is the most embarrassing thing that happened to you
Ever.
ever?
That's hard. I have a
Ladies
lot.
first.
Antonio, you muted yourself. GG.
Oh
Jessica.
man. Okay.
I don't know. I have so many. I literally think about them every night before I go to bed. So why can't I think of them right now?
Okay. All right. I guess I'll start. I don't think about this one just because at the time it was funny to me, but when I look back on it, I'm like, oh, this is terrible. Why the fuck did I do that? Uh. All right. I'm just gonna tell the whole. No, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just skip to the end. So accidentally in elementary school, I don't remember what it was. We were joking around. We were just telling jokes or something like that. And for some reason, I was trying to get up, but like my pants were on too tight. So like when I
I don't know why, but just hearing that randomly, like not even knowing where the story was about to go. I'm sorry. Please continue.
all right, so my pants were on too tight, and like I guess I exerted myself too hard because when I did that, I accidentally farted in the girl who sat next to me's face, like
Oh
point
my
blank.
Like in her mouth.
Yeah, like she was talking to me. I get up and I just let it rip like right in her mouth, and it was like, oh.
God.
Oh no.
I will
Oh
never
my
forget
god.
the look on her face when I did it. It was look, it was fucking gross, but it was so funny to me. I don't know. I feel like it's even funnier now for some reason, and I don't know
Yeah.
why. And it's like,
For
oh
some
man,
reason.
God, I have so many. I can't
in
like
in
decide on
like the
one.
zero, like the 0.1 chance that you find this podcast, I'm so sorry. You know who you are.
Yeah.
You should send it to
Yeah.
her.
Absolutely not.
You know
What's
who
her name?
you
I'll
are.
send it to her.
Absolutely not.
We don't
Yeah.
name names on the podcast.
Yeah,
Right,
we do
fair.
not name names.
He's
The
just listening to this years later.
my most embarrassing thing was it was it it was also in school. I drank a whole bunch of Capri Suns or something, I guess. And in the mornings, kids wouldn't like be allowed to go inside the classroom, so they just sit in a line outside the teacher's door, and like a hall monitor was there. Anyways, I felt like really sick after drinking like I guess like 10 or 20 like Capri Suns. And
Wow.
so I was just walking like I was the shit, and then I started feeling instantly sick out of nowhere, and
Hmm.
I made it almost to my door, and I just threw up in the middle of the hallway, and it was blue. It was blue throw up, and the teacher was just and the hall monitor was just like, "You okay? We're just gonna make you sit in front of the hallway while we call your parents."
Jesus.
And
I
all
would
the
have grabbed
kids
it.
just sat there staring at me while another like a janitor came up, cleaned it up, and all the kids that just saw me throw up, I was sat in front of all of them. And they were
Wow,
all
that's
In
just kind of
high
crazy.
school.
staring. Yeah,
Also, I think
everybody
you
in the
cut out a
same
little bit,
grade.
by the way,
Where
just now when you're saying
oh,
that sentence.
anyway,
All right.
I was just sat in front of everybody, and they all looked at me while I was just feeling sick, and that shit hurted.
I relate. I'm sorry for anyone who has ever went to elementary school with me because I literally threw up like almost every day in
Oh,
school. I don't know why. Like I would just get sick like every day. And yeah, I would go home like every day. I apologize for
Uh,
anyone watching this who ever went to school with me ever because they probably saw me get sick.
Jeez, that's rough.
My
Oh, but
embarrassing moment.
no, you know what? Yeah, go ahead. I'll
All
tell
right.
my thing after.
All right, don't forget. So mine, it reminds me because of Kyle's story. I don't know if this is my most embarrassing moment, but like it's one of them. So me and my friends are hilarious people. Like we crack each other up. Like that's what we do. So we're at lunch and we're just like dying, like crying, laughing. Like you know how you have one of those days.
Uh-huh.
it's a good day.
And so I was drinking like a Powerade, a blue Powerade, and someone told me something so funny. I literally took a sip of Powerade and like shot it out of my nose in like just two straight lines because I was like
Jesus
laughing. And then as
Christ.
soon as it happened, at my school, when you got in trouble and got like ISS in school suspension, you had to like go around the cafeteria during lunchtime at the end and like pick up everyone's trays and, with the trash bins and like throw it away. And right as soon as I had spewed Powerade out of my nostrils, the boy I liked came around with the trash can and like saw me.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was pretty
Ooh,
bad.
Jesus.
that's like straight out of a
All my
movie.
friends were like, "Oh," like calling his name and stuff, and I was like, "No."
So then you
Yeah, but
guys
that was
Damn,
my
got in
bro.
a
sixth
relationship,
grade
right?
moment.
After that, after seeing that
No,
beauty.
never spoke to him again.
Damn.
What about the movie moment and stuff? Like that was the part where you guys
Nope.
connect and shit.
Mine was a
Yeah,
tragedy
you're
movie,
supposed
not a
to.
romance.
You're supposed to grab like a napkin or something and wipe your nose.
He was gonna walk up and like put his fingers on my nose to stop it from coming out.
I
Oh,
definitely
geez,
made
that's
fun
so
of you back
fucking
then.
Like
gross.
one of those cheesy movies.
That's
All
crazy.
Antonio.
right, but no, wait, I'm
Antonio,
gonna
what's yours?
intervene for a sec. Wait,
No,
let me
Okay,
intervene for a
bro, you can
second.
go, bro. Go ahead, Jonathan.
So you saying that the vomit was blue reminds me of a story from when I was a really young kid. Um, this was after school, elementary school days, and I got home and my mom made so many chilaquiles, which in case you don't know, is just Mexican food, so don't worry about that.
well,
But
for
I
chilaquiles.
ate like four people's worth of food as like a tiny 6-year-old, which is about two full grown adults. I know. And I was fucking disgusted at how full I was. I didn't care. That food was bomb, right? And so what happened was I went outside and an ice cream truck went by and I'm like, well, I feel like I'm gonna pop, but I'll get some ice cream. And so I got like a blue slushy, and that slushy was really good, but eating it was a mistake because I felt awful immediately after. And I ended up just throwing up everything all over the sidewalk because I was outside my house. And I just left the biggest blue puddle on the side of the street.
Oh,
Dude, it was so big. It literally covered like almost the entire sidewalk. It was terrible. And
Damn.
this and this lady, this random woman came by, just walking down the street, and she just steps on it because she didn't notice it or something. And she just looks at me and
Hilarious.
gives me this nasty look, like it was my fault. I mean, it was, but she didn't know that. And I just wave at her. I just wave at her. I didn't. What did you want me to do? Get mad? I'm like 6. I don't care. I'm gonna wave. Hey, what's up? You got a problem? No. Okay. Bye. Ah, man, that shit was just so funny to look back on.
It reminds me of a time I was in elementary school and someone threw up on the bus, and our bus was like packed. There was like 4 people per seat. Like them things are made for 2 elementary school kids, maybe 3 if they're tiny, but like we would be packed. Like people would be sitting on the floor. Like I might be
Jeez.
exaggerating just because I was young, but like I just remember so many people were packed on that bus. So one time someone threw up and all of us were like playing the floor is lava and the throw up was like going under the seats and like
the
escaping
floor
and
is
going to
loud.
everybody. And
Oh
everyone was just
no.
like, ew, and like pulling their feet up and like trying and like getting their book bags and like it was, yeah, it was great.
Jesus.
Oh man, just imagine you look down, your backpack's covered in vomit.
Ew. And it smelled. It was like the most disgusting smell ever, and I'll never forget it.
Oh,
And toast or something. Like it was so bad.
that reminds me of
Oh, I hate
another
that.
like school throw up. I accidentally threw up on
I had plenty of
a
these.
in middle school. Oh, I'm so sorry for this guy. He ended up hating me without even knowing who I was. Um, so
Did you throw up on him?
let me explain the story. I don't know what like I ate or drank. I think it was chocolate milk it was like expired chocolate milk. But
Ooh.
I went to school and I had to go retake a test and we were like all in a line and we were walking into the computer room cuz I had to retake a test and I got sick like straight up out of nowhere and vomited and like sort of hit this kid with vomit on accident. Um like I
Jeez.
didn't fully get him, but like it was like the side of his shirt, like a very small
Ew.
portion, and I was like, I'm so sorry. And the teacher who was bringing us in didn't even realize or know. And I was like, "Hey, can I go to the nurse? I'm feeling sick." And he's like, "Why?" I was like, "I just threw up." And he's like, "What do you mean you just threw up?" And he
Yeah.
looked,
God, I hate,
and then I
I
pointed
hate when
towards
they
the
be asking those
floor.
dumbass questions.
I pointed towards the floor, and he was just like, "Oh, everyone out!" And I went to the toilet, went down to the nurse, went home, and the kid, um, hated me, and he was an upperclassman too. Um,
Yeah.
but I guess the kid didn't. Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot that my girlfriend was there. And saw that happen, and I like
She
hid my
broke up
face
with
in
you?
shame. She broke up with me, but not because of that. It's
You
because
sure?
she pity dated me, and I was like, wow.
Oh.
But
Okay, let's
Antonio, it's
not.
your turn.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Really?
Yeah, it's your
Oh,
turn, bro.
what's your embarrassing moment?
I guess all right. This one wasn't so bad, but I don't know. It was just me and a bunch of loser friends that I hung out with. We went to Coney, and I think some of my family was there. If I remember correctly. I don't know. It was just and
Jonathan.
we were swimming, and I like growing up. I was like some fat little freaking ball of fat. So whatever,
Good.
right? So, but I was such a great swimmer. So we were going out, and we would always go swimming all the time. And so we all went to Coney, blah blah blah, and the, like I brought an extra pair of shorts, but I brought swimming trunks because what do you swimming trunks anyway. They were super, they were super loose, and so
Oh.
I felt like a mermaid, you know. I was just going, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, look at the big boy, damn, he's so cool." And I felt like, you know, I felt really
Oh my
cool.
goodness.
And so then, like, we were all just swimming, and then I ended up doing like some really cool, like you know how whales come out of the water and then they go back
Oh
inside, like
my
yeah.
God.
You set
And
yourself
so
up
then,
for that.
Look at the fat
so
boy.
then I do that, but as I'm coming out of the water, I feel my trunks just stay in the water, and they leave my body completely. So I'm in the middle of the ocean with I'm butt naked in the water, and all I hear is just a bunch of laughs. And I'm like, stop laughing, and then everyone's like, yo, you have such a great ass. And I was like, you know what?
Stop it.
Yeah, everyone saw my ass. Well, as soon as I went up, and I was like, no, God, please,
Damn
anything
boy,
but
he
this.
thick.
Thick ass boy. It was really bad. But yeah, there goes that.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. I know. I'm sorry. I never went to an ocean with swimming trunks again. Though, I'll tell you
What do you wear then?
that.
His bare skin.
I'm at to be with
Just to avoid the
who I am.
embarrassment, just go there. Naked.
He only goes to nude
All right,
beaches
so
now.
All right, so I have a story similar to Kyle's. I threw up on a boy in like third grade because you know how desks are set up, or at least how ours were. You could only get out of them on the right side because it was like a bar on the left,
Ah, I hated
Yeah.
those.
like holding the chair to the desk. And I instantly got really sick, and I was like, "Oh, I'm about to throw up like right now," because like I don't know why that happened to me. It happened all the time, but I was like, "Oh shit, I'm about to throw up," because like I was always nauseous. Like I still am always nauseous. I don't know why, but like I didn't know if I was just nauseous or if I actually had to throw up. You know what I mean? So
Uh-huh.
I felt it coming, and I was like, "Oh shit, I gotta throw up." And so I turned to get out. It was like a table pushed together with 4 desks, so you can all sit at a group. So there was a boy right beside me, and like I had to turn to the right to get out of the desk. And while doing it, I just threw up all over him.
Oh,
I went to school with this person like for the rest of my school career, up until college.
Oh man.
So I never spoke to him though. And I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. Let's just act like it never did. So one day in middle school, like a couple years later, he sits beside me like outside while we're all waiting for our buses and stuff to go home. And he doesn't say anything. And then he tries to start a conversation and he's like, so don't throw up on me this time. And I was like, please don't bring that up. Like, I'm so sorry. I wanted to die in that moment.
You sure he didn't like
you
it?
guys up.
I'm
He
pretty
brought
sure
it
he
up.
didn't like it.
Brought it up again.
Man, I am glad.
Oh,
Done.
I have an embarrassing moment where I actually have a scar from it. So I was riding my bike, and you know, I kind of showed off, and this older, I guess somebody's mom or something. I don't know what she was. I guess trophy wife, but she was older, and I was in middle school. Well, no, like yeah, middle school, and I was riding my bike, and I showed off a little bit, and I was riding on the sidewalk, and you know how there's a sidewalk, a tiny little gap, and then the grass, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, well, my tire got stuck in there, uh, and then I basically, the handlebar, it didn't have that plastic cover over it because it got worn off, and I went over it, and what's it called? The handlebar just went straight into my stomach, and then I went straight over the front of the handlebars and fell over, and I have a scar from it
Jesus.
now. And the lady was like, "Hey, are you all right?" And I'm like, "I'm fine."
At least she asked if you were all right.
Yeah, and
I
she's
might
like, "Are
have
you
brought
sure
this up
you're
before.
okay?" She's like, "Are you okay?" And I was
Oh,
like,
sorry. Go ahead.
"Yeah." And I saw the scar on my stomach. It's right underneath. It's on my rib cage. It's pretty epic. It's just a
Y'all ever
circle.
had the breath knocked out of you?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Fun.
I was literally
So
about to tell a story because
yeah,
of
I'm
what
about to
Kyle
tell a
just said.
story. So I was
Damn,
at the
y'all getting
park. I
into
might have
fights.
told y'all this before, but hopefully not on the podcast. But so I was at the park and like, cause my real dad is like kind of a cheapskate, so he would just take us to the park every day because it's free. And like I was down for it. I loved going to the park as a kid. So they had like this thing where like you zip line across, like you hold on to the bar and you go across. Like not a monkey bar, like you just hold on and it goes down. Do y'all know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
Had a
I know what
zip
she's
line
talking about.
Yeah.
growing up.
Okay. All right. So I was on one of these and my hands were getting sweaty because it was really hot and like I was holding on to hot metal and stuff. And so my hands were getting sweaty and I was pretty young. I was like 6 or something. I don't know. But I go across and I lose my grip and I slip and fall and I land like stomach side down, just like smack on the ground. And like the breath is knocked out of me and I can't breathe. And then all the kids just kept playing above me and nobody cared. All the parents just looked at me and nobody helped me. And my dad wasn't around. I don't know where the fuck he was. But yeah, no one helped me. And I laid there for like, it felt like 10 minutes, but I don't know. I might be exaggerating.
Okay, yeah, my story is basically that actually. Well, no, except for the nobody wanting to help me part. So it was basically for me it was monkey bars. So I didn't realize the concept of strength yet, because I was very, very young. I must have been like 4 or 5, something like that.
This must
And
feel
so I tried to go
traumatic.
on the monkey bar. I got like 2 bars in, and then my hands gave out because I had like no muscle because I was a literal baby.
Nephews
And
are strong as fuck though. What, you was
mm,
missing out on the memes or something? Because like my nephews are like superheroes. Like they can lift their
yeah,
bodies with like a
I guess I
finger.
just missed out on it. And I landed stomach first, and I knocked the absolute shit out of the air from me. And I scared a nearby mother really bad. It was a Muslim woman, I remember. And
Oh,
she freaked out and she runs over and she's like, "Oh no, are you okay? Do you need help?" And I don't know why I was like, "No, I'm okay. I promise." And then I get up and I limp away with my head down in shame. I couldn't even look her in the eyes. I was so embarrassed. Ah
why?
man.
It was an accident. You were a kid.
I
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. I don't know. It was just embarrassing, man. But the idea of like a fucking little brown child just limping away is so funny to me for some reason. I don't even know why I was limping. I knocked the air from myself. I wasn't injured. It didn't even, like, my body itself was fine. I just couldn't breathe. So I don't know why I started limping.
I don't know either. I also have a story of getting my wind knocked out of me, but it's you know those hammocks
Which ones?
that ones that you can like lay down and they're like stationary, like you can't take them down without like actual effort, and they
That's
kind of
Yeah.
just called
just
a hammock, man.
yeah. Shut up, Jessica asked. Um. Anyways, me and my friends were playing a game on it, and we were somebody like 3 of us would get on, and 2 other people would grab the sides, and they would just bring up as high as you can and throw it and try and like get people to fly off. Um, my friend slammed it down real hard, and then it swung, and my fingers couldn't hold on to the hammock anymore, and I just flew out of it and uh hit the ground real hard, and I lost air, and the wind got knocked out of me for like 10 seconds, and my friends were like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And then kicked me, saying I lost.
Used to do that, but we didn't have a hammock. We just had a blanket. So like I'm pretty sure my little brother, we would make him lay down on the blanket and then we would pick up both ends and swing him around.
Good
You
times.
Oh
swing him
yeah.
into a
Good
wall.
times. No wonder he has brain damage.
You guys are just accident prone,
Yes, we
sick.
are.
What else?
Okay.
You just didn't have fun as a kid.
Embarrassing moment. I have another one.
Oh no.
One time my friend, okay, so like my neighbor across the street is like much older than me. He's like in his 20s and I'm only like 18. He's like a couple years older than us, but he would come over and we would play because he's my neighbor. And so growing up, one time we were all like cracking up laughing so much that I peed myself. Like we were sitting on the ground and I just like peed myself laughing. Embarrassing moment.
Jesus.
I
Oh.
remember getting my
Hmm?
mother and my aunt. Yeah. I made a lot of people pee themselves.
Did you
That's
now?
like normal.
When's the last time y'all peed yourself?
Oh, mine happened in this was actually going to be my story too. It was I was old enough, like I guess like 10 or like somewhere in the teens. And
that last time you yourself you were 10 years old.
no, I think she said peed herself.
Yes, you did. That's what
The
he's
last
saying.
time you peed
Are you
yourself.
are you saying the last time you peed yourself you were like 10?
I was in
Is
my
that what you're
teen.
saying?
Yeah. Um th-
Okay, tell
so
the story.
okay, listen. I was with two what makes it worse is was I was with 2 friends. Um it was like it was like nighttime and it was super dark, and my friend, he wasn't my friend, he was my friend's friend, and we were at his house in the backyard, and
Oh
Uh-huh.
no.
he said there was like a giant spider behind the tree, and I had to go pee real bad, and I was like, "Hey, dude, can I go use your bathroom inside?" He was like, "Nah, just go behind the tree and pee." And I was like, "You just said that there's a giant spider," and he was like, "Yeah, so go piss back there." And I was like,
Piss
"I
on it.
can't."
You
I
should
was
have
like,
peed on the spider to assert dominance, obviously.
Should have peed on him.
anyways, we got in a heated argument about if I could go piss inside the house in his bathroom, and he kept on refusing to let me go to his bathroom. So during mid argument, I just pissed myself, and I was like, I'm just gonna go
You're
home.
not scared of the spider.
Yes. I didn't want to go walk back there because it was dark, like, and when I say dark outside, it was like pitch black. Like I wouldn't have been able to see, and I didn't want no spider biting my dick. So, you
All right,
know,
talk about.
instead of so mid argument, I just pissed myself, and I'm like, and then I ran away. And my friend ended up telling my dad. He was like, "Hey, where's
Why?
Kyle?" Because I was hanging out with him and my friend. Not my dad, my friend's friend. Um, but I was supposed to be hanging out with him, and I just walked home out of shame. And my dad and my friend went back to his house because dad was hanging out at my friend's house talking to his dad. And he was like, "Hey, where's Kyle?" And he was like, "He's at home. He pissed himself." And my dad comes home and he's like, "So you pissed yourself?" And I was like, "God damn it." So yeah, that was a weird conversation to have with my dad. He's like, you still should have come to me, and like, cuz I couldn't really get inside the house. I was just kind of sitting outside until my dad got home.
Oh no.
Your
um
piss pants.
Yeah.
I took them off, and I
Oh.
hopped in the back and went in the pool.
What?
Yeah. I hopped in the backyard of my house and went in the pool.
He
Um,
fucking bathed himself in pool
Oh
water.
boy,
No,
Kyle.
I took off the shorts that I was wearing. So be quiet.
Still had pee residue on you.
Shut
Yeah,
up.
you know,
You don't
it's
piss
all
in the
up in
pool?
there.
It's the same thing.
That's hard.
Shut up. I know all of you pissed in a pool. Don't even.
We're not gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
But you know, have you ever?
Don't
Have
shame
you
me
guys
for something
ever-
you've done too.
Nah, I've actually never done it.
Anyway,
I've never been in a pool that often, so I've never done it. So I'm gonna,
And
I'm
you
judging
know
you.
what? You
opt
don't
out of that
deserve
one.
life now.
Eh,
So
shut up.
Antonio.
all right. So, have you guys ever had like a dream that you
Yes.
actually like you woke up, right? You got out of bed, you went to the bathroom, you lifted up the seat, you piss, you open your eyes, and you're still in your bed.
Me,
Yes.
I
That is-
personally have never had one of those dreams, but my sister has.
I've only
Oh
had
my
it
god,
once.
it is the worst.
Never had a
'Cause,
dream
like-
where I went in the bathroom or something like. I don't think I've ever been in a bathroom in my dream.
Yeah, I've never
Or
had a
used the
dream like
bathroom.
that for having to use the bathroom, but I've had that for getting water. Like I'd feel my throat be dry as fuck, and then I'd go get water, and I feel myself drinking the water, and then I open my eyes, and I'm still thirsty, and I'm like,
You
what the
see,
fuck?
that is so weird though, because you
No,
sit
because
there and you're like,
I only drink water from a bottle, like a normal ass water bottle. I don't know why I just don't like using cup. So that's why it's
Doesn't
even
taste
weirder to
right.
me.
He just puts his head underneath the faucet.
Shit, I've done that before. It'd
He
be like
sucks it
that.
straight out.
he puts the bottle, the
So
empty
how old
bottle
were you
under the
when you
faucet.
peed the bed, Antonio?
I mean, how old
was
was I?
18.
I think I was either 19 or 20, and I
What?
felt like, yeah, I
Jesus
felt like I
Christ.
got up. I was in the bathroom, and I was like, oh, this is great. But the problem was, like, I feel like my brain
You were
put two and two
dreaming?
together because you didn't hear the pee hitting the water. So I was like, was like, what is this? And I opened my eyes and I'm just like, oh no, I'm
Ah,
too old for this.
dude.
Yo, it was so bad. It was really bad, but I couldn't help but laugh. Like I was
Yeah.
tight, but it was
It's funny when you think back on it.
yeah,
I was like
not in the moment.
12, I think, the last time I did. I was like at a family gathering and I was outside and I went in the back door but someone was in the
Giggity.
bathroom and for some reason I went back outside and then I started walking around the house to come in through the front door and then I just peed myself in the front yard. Like I don't know, I had to pee that bad and like the bathrooms were taken and I just peed myself in the front yard. I don't know why I was in the front yard, but and then I went inside and told my dad. I was like, I have to go home. It was like a Thanksgiving like family gathering at like my aunt's house, and they were all like, "What's wrong, honey?" And I was just like, "Nothing. I don't feel good. Gotta go home."
Antonio,
All right.
about those stories, about those going to the bathroom dreams. I regularly have those dreams, but I don't pee my bed.
You know,
Yeah, how?
But
It
I,
felt so real
but
to
I,
me.
but I wake up and it's urgent, and I almost,
he almost pees himself.
almost pees myself. Yeah, exactly. I'm like at like 1 second away from peeing myself,
Right.
and I get to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's what
And
happened to my
I
sister.
piss.
She like woke up and she was like about to pee in her dream, but in her dream, none of the bathrooms had toilet paper, so she was like, "Fuck!" and she kept looking for another bathroom. So like, and then
No.
she eventually woke up and was like about to pee herself.
It wasn't in like her like because my dream, I don't know, it felt so real. I was in my house and I got up
Her
off of
dream,
my
she was
bed.
in at her work. She works at a hospital, so she just kept going to all the different bathrooms.
You see, but then there's something wrong with those bathrooms, and it's your body telling you that it's not a real bathroom. Oh my god.
Yeah, her brain's way was telling her was that, oh, we didn't have any toilet paper. Can't use the bathroom here.
That's
I guess we're just gonna name
lucky.
this podcast the Embarrassment Podcast.
Nah,
Or this
dude, you know what you should
episode.
do? Just what was the name we agreed on again?
Stateside and.
Yeah, dude. Just name every episode on like the theme, like a TV show. So put
Stateside
this one
and
state
the
state and
embarrassment.
Being yourself.
stateside and story time or something for this one. Bam,
No,
that
we
one's for
always do
free.
story time. This one was like about embarrassments. So
All right, well,
Stateside
I'm
and
not
the
a writer, so
embarrassments.
you can be clever somewhere else.
Stateside and pee time.
tea time.
Okay.
Man.
Well, while we think of a name for this episode of the podcast, we're gonna end it. Have a good day.
Hey,
Yeah,
Bye.
okay. Bye everyone.
thanks for having